Okay, greetings everybody. Welcome back. My name is Tyler, and today we're just going to be covering some basis. This was going to be part two of Little Season Full Blast, but I don't have enough time today to get that done because that video is going to be probably 2 or 3 hours long, and I don't have that much time with a house empty. So what we're going to do right now is just we're going to go through a little bit of who I am and why I talk about the Bible, just covering our basis, a little bit of testimony, I suppose. Um, I started a Telegram channel in, I think, 2021. Now I have multiple channels on Telegram, I think nine total. The main channel is Flat Earth Theism. That's because the revelation that they're faking space and that the shape of our realm was not what I was taught through mainstream schooling and stuff. The revelation of that brought me to Jesus Christ. Brought me to the Bible. It made me realize that they are hiding the truth of the Bible. And when you discover that something's being hidden from you, you, you tend to wonder what's going on with that. And it's also probably the truth. If something's being hidden from you, it's probably what's the truth. So that's kind of where it came to. Is also the culmination of realizing how evil this world was. You know, the fake pharmaceuticals and fake food and the horrible government and just the violence on TV and in the music and just how horrible. You know, I needed Jesus Christ to lift me from Satan's grip. Um, I absolutely needed Jesus Christ. I had a revelation in 2016, um, going from an atheist my whole life to realizing that there was a higher power, that I was not in control of my own destiny, and I was just a peon, and I was making a lot of mistakes over and over and over again. In some areas of my life, I was okay. I wouldn't say necessarily successful because looking back, but the things that I used to seek out for gratification, um, they never satisfy. The worldly things just never ever satisfy. You know, a fast car, or a ski trip, or a motorcycle, or um, that kind of stuff. Earning a bunch of money, doing drugs, trying to find a good high. None of it actually satisfies, and actually is just temptation from Satan. And thank the Lord Jesus Christ found me and brought me to Him, because shortly after I found Christ, a couple years later, I got diagnosed with cancer, and then a quote unquote cancer, and that's what kind of brought me into a really deep um, Bible study, I guess you could say, because what happened was is I had surgery on my hands, and then a couple weeks later, they diagnosed me with cancer because my white blood cells had spiked, and they didn't know what else to do, so they just fell back and said it must be cancer because we can't figure out what else it is. Um, Long story short, I did a homeopathic routine, also mixed with um, immunotherapy through big pharma, which I was reluctant to do, but it actually stopped halfway through. I was supposed to do a whole year of the treatment, and I stopped. Um, what I did is I changed my diet, and I got smart about what I put inside my body, and I learned about fasting, and and I prayed, and the people that came out of the woodwork to pray for me, unbelievable, unbelievable. And it was like God showing me that He works, you know. And had I been diagnosed with I had CLL, chronic lymphocytic leukemia. Um, had I been diagnosed with that a couple years prior when I was an atheist, I don't know what would happen. I probably just would have committed a very slow suicide feeling sorry for myself, because I didn't know where I was going to go when I died. Now I understand. Now I get it, because I put my faith on Jesus Christ, the work that he's done on the cross. He has lifted me from Satan's grip. Sorry. Be a little emotional. That's what happened though. Okay, so here we are, a couple years down the road now, and we're researching the Bible. I did 8 months of cancer. I'll just call it my cancer stint, where I was out of work, and I pretty much just laid around and read and studied the Bible. And through that process is what brought me up to where I am now. And what we're doing is we're bringing the work from Telegram onto YouTube. And essentially it's going from text to video. So it's on Telegram, like I said, the 9 total channels. The last time I did the math, complete and total views, and I'm talking about views of every post combined. Last time I did it, it was like 17 million views, which was unbelievable. And that's probably, we've talked about dead internet theory before. I'm not saying this to gloat or anything like that, but there is 3,000 posts, something like that, between 3,000 and 3,500 posts, between videos and articles and memes and pictures. I'd say 50% of it is shared work from other people, and 50% of it is my own original work. I probably do have a couple hundred videos out there now, but not on YouTube and not pointed the way these are going to be, because we're going to do a whole series. We're going to cover the Bible. We're going to talk a lot about everything Bible, history, and false science. So, and some people, hold on, sorry. But yeah, so we're gonna bring the work over, okay? And Telegram is a great place, great chats and stuff. But again, we're bringing the texting over to the video, okay? So that's kind of why you see a bit of a rough process going on. You're seeing a lot of videos getting uploaded to my channel very quickly. That's not intentional, and it's not to bombard you, but there's a lot of work to bring over. Like it's daunting. I have, along with all those channels on Telegram, I'm also an admin on other channels and stuff. I have a group of people that we focus very hard on Bible studies. They're literally, it's dang near every day, all day, and we're able to study with each other via phone and computer, and sharpen iron just constantly. It's great stuff. I love you guys. Yeah, I love everybody on Telegram. Just been absolute fantastic support. We're bringing it over. We're gonna see things get verbalized now, which is very cool. I'm not used to it. In fact, when I was younger, I had a not one, just always. I've had a fear of speaking in front of people my whole life. My whole life. Okay, I used to play a lot of sports. I can do things in front of people, no problem. But talking to a crowd, terrifies me. Okay? I'm getting little tingles right now. Okay, it's been a fear my whole life. So it's weird that God did this and put this on me. And I don't mean like God put this on me. I just don't know any other way to explain it, because this is just not who I am, who I was. I'm sorry. It's just Jesus Christ has changed me. And if I can ever get my wife on camera, which will probably never happen, she'll also talk about how I am a completely different human being. And she'll argue sometimes that it's for better or worse. Because I spend a lot of time studying. Not only do I have the Telegram channels and stuff, but I spend a lot of work on building my own collection. I have about 30 different Bibles now. spanning anywhere from 1840 to now. I have about 300 books in the collection covering esoteric and whatever, science, theology, and stuff like history. I love it. I love it. Absolutely love it. Somebody was asking me what was my main Bible. It's this guy here. This is, and I go to a lot of thrift stores, so I don't know if it's still in print, but this is the Holy Bible. This is a KJV red letter. Okay, and it's a study Bible, and it's got a lot of margins and extras to it. This has been my fruit. I got a lot of other books. I love them, absolutely love them. But this has been my main baby. Even to the point, okay. Now this Bible led me to Little Season Eschatology. Now that is the truth of Scripture, 100%. But even when I was going through it, this Bible has a lot of margins, a lot of study margins in the middle here, and they are different. Every Bible is different with the study margins. Okay, they're not all the same unless you're going to go to a facsimile of KJV, which I have 3 or 4 of these now, and you got to look at these margins. They're different than the deep study Bible margins that you can get now. Okay, there's another video too that I've shown. I also collect original leaves. Maybe I'll collect enough to make a whole Bible, but this is from the 1600s. You can get all this, all the original leaves and stuff. You can get online. They're on eBay. Really fun. This is only like $20, I think. But it's just gorgeous to have a piece of the. I just love this stuff. I love it. This stuff is precious to me. Absolutely precious. I used to collect car parts and cars and motorcycles and stuff. Now I love it. This is my calling. This is where I have to be. And it feels so good. It feels so good. I can't even tell you how satisfying this is compared to all the other worldly hobbies I've seeked out. But yeah, okay. Back to main Bible here, and this is okay. So the margins here they're intense. There's a lot, and it led me into Little Season Eschatology, which is absolutely true to scriptural. But when I was going through it, I almost wondered that the editors who added these margins, maybe they were preterists. Okay, this is from 1974. Okay, so I wanted to look into that. I wanted to look into the main editors, make sure I wasn't into a preterist Bible and I was getting steered the wrong way, because everything in the New Testament was obviously showing me that everything's urgent and happening to that generation. And Jesus already returned, and it's very, very clear. I wanted to make sure I wasn't following a preterist line of thought. So I hunted out the main editor of this Bible, and his name is Manford George Gutsy. I hope I'm not saying that wrong, but he also wrote a series of books. Here's one book he has right here. I wanted to search him out because I want to make sure he wasn't a preterist, and I want to make sure I wasn't getting duped. Okay, this book cost me $50. So it's one of a kind. You couldn't find another one of these. And if somebody else wants to buy this off me now, I could charge $30. I don't know. But what I discovered is that the main editor, he writes a lot of these the plain talks, right? He's a very smart guy. He's a PhD and everything. No, he's not a preterist. He's a futurist. He follows the same mainstream line of thinking. And here he quotes, I'm not going to read it right now, but he quotes that this is 1979, and he believes that Satan's little season is way off in our future. Way off. Way down the road. So that ended. So $50 gave me the answer here. Well worth it. Well worth it. But that's what happened. But chasing different margins, it's a lot of fun. Go antique hunting. You can find this stuff. This is an illustrated Bible from 1940, 39, I think. It's in great condition. black leather binding, and it has illustrations. No margins here, but I like to cross-reference everything. I like to cross-reference everything from Bible to Bible. I like to cross-reference things that I research online back to the books, back to the paper. I want it in paper. I got to have everything in paper. I'm old school. I get a better feeling from paper than I do reading my phone or computer. I gotta have I gotta have the weight in my hand, and it feels good. It feels so good. Okay, illuminated, it's beautiful. There's just a couple from the collection here. This is a really neat one. This is a history of the Bible from 1867, and this is also illustrated. I don't know if it has woodcut or lithography. Um, I get those mixed up. Um, it's probably lithography. Sorry, if it's 1867, that would be lithography. It's not woodcuts. That's the Tyndales from the 1500s. Um, this one here, a beautiful, absolutely beautiful book. It's in great condition. I can't remember where and how much I got this for, but in here though, we have the martyrs of uh, of the saints, and we have young John. No record of young John being martyred, right? Because he was possibly still alive when Jesus returned, right? Okay, great book. I really appreciate that. Got a lot of facsimiles. I got the big facsimile. I got a couple of little ones here. KJV, great stuff to go and reference. And I even like looking at the leaves compared to the facsimile, making sure though. And I did find something weird though. I did find something weird. The original margins on my original leaves and the ones on the facsimile, they're the same, but they're numbered differently. I thought it was supposed to be an exact copy, but there's different prints of Bible during those times. So facsimile of what, but it had the same message, but it was just different. It was in different. I thought it was interesting. As I was like, oh, okay, it's not an exact copy. I got two different Bibles from the 1600s here. They say the same thing. That's what matters the most. Okay. Um, I have a facsimile Tyndale 1536. This is one of my favorite books. It is absolutely beautiful. And this has the woodcut illustrations. This has the original woodcut illustrations. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I have another little video on my channel here. It's about 5 minutes long talking about these woodcuts. Um, I go for it all because I want to know. I want to know also the margins in here. What do they say? How do they compare up to everything else? How does it all compare up to what you're researching online? Septuagint, Apocrypha, a little bit of it all. My two really large Bibles I can't bring out here. They're huge. Um, I got a family heirloom, 1995 RSV with original Vatican artwork. That is all artwork from I can't pronounce his name, but it's an Italian from 1476. Beautiful artwork. I'll be sharing that stuff. I'll be sharing all that kind of stuff. I'll be sharing all that kind of stuff with you. Um, Just absolutely love it. Absolutely, I want to keep collecting, keep getting as much as we want. But when I wrote Little Season Full Blast, it's just growing and growing. The first video that I did, I actually grabbed the wrong PDF. It was the first draft. I was so nervous that day too. And I still am, but that's just how this is. I got to get comfy. Um, this is going to be much more in depth, guys. The first video was kind of like a child's play in comparison. I'm a little embarrassed that I did that. I literally grabbed the wrong. But we'll get into this again. I know some people are. This is gonna just feel like beating a dead horse because I know a lot of people are way beyond learning that we are in Satan's little season. But it is important for some people that don't understand that and that want more clarification and more in-depth study. And what I did here This took me a couple months to compile. What I did is I did a lot of questioning online and with AI. Uh-oh, he said AI. Oh my gosh, this guy's a okay. I just explained to you my collection. So what I do is I cross-reference questions out of AI and Google and stuff to the actual books, making sure things line up, making sure they line up properly, making sure that we're always staying biblical. So I wrote this in line with that. What is funny and what is crazy is that what I could have done, added explanations to where you're at in every verse. What I could have done is taken about 1,000 quotes from PhD philosophers and people that have been studying the Bible for a million years, and that's where a lot of this stuff came from. A lot of this information came from well-studied people who have doctorates. Okay, and it all confirmed little season eschatology, every single bit of it. They didn't know what they were doing. When you input these little questions about the New Testament, verse by verse by verse, over and over and over again, and you get all these answers from doctors all over the world, they keep confirming. They keep confirming that the New Testament happened to that generation, and it's a book for our learning to look back on. Most of it, we're still, still some to go, don't we? But they all confirmed it. And they're probably all futurists. There's probably like 100 different. I could have took like at least 100 different quotes about all these. Okay, I'm not gonna go into it right now because that's what the whole video is going to be about. But this stuff is it's well researched because it is founded in the Bible. It is biblically based, and you're going to see that. You're going to discover it. When I do get the time to lay this down, it's going to be a couple hours, I guarantee. Lord willing, He'll make it happen exactly when it needs to happen. No doubt about that. I think we've covered a little bit of my testimony, why I talk to you about the Bible, why a guy with tattoos talks about the Bible. Weird. And people have asked me about tattoos. I would never get another one. It came from my old lifestyle, but I'm not going to go through removing them all either. 1 second, honey, I'm still on video. Yeah, but that's why I got a couple questions about the tattoos. Looking back, I wouldn't get a single one. That's just me. No offense to anybody here. Okay, that's just where I'm at. I would never get another one, and I wouldn't recommend young people to get them either. I wouldn't do it. Wouldn't do it, bro. But anyways, yeah, I hope this kind of covers our basis as to who I am, where we're going, why I talk about it. We do have a fairly good grip on a community within Telegram, and it's starting to grow over to YouTube and stuff. So I just absolutely appreciate and love every single one of you guys, man. God putting you guys in my life has just been astounding, unreal. Christ is unreal. Unreal, dude. It's I knew if I started, I'm not gonna cry. Okay. I knew there was a chance of me crying on camera. So I'm gonna try not to do that whatsoever. Okay. So yeah, I think we'll cut it here. There's gonna be so much more coming. Essentially, I have Saturday mornings to work with. I hope to get some content out almost every Saturday. And I absolutely appreciate your comments, man. I love the comments. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Let me share something with you guys. I did the first video, and I didn't watch it. I just posted it. Okay. Like 10 hours later, I watched it. I didn't like it. I thought it was terrible. I was so nervous, and so many things happened in between. I was going to delete it. I was going to take it down, but I prayed on it. And the next morning, I got a few new subscribers, And one of them was Jason Jack. Thank you, sir. Really appreciate that. So I don't want to put you on the spot here or anything like that, but that gave me motivation. That gave me motivation. I said, wow, okay. Um, maybe I'm going to help someone. And that was the whole point too, is like, no matter how embarrassing this is, and no matter how much I got to go through and sound crazy and also get things wrong and have to self-correct and stuff, no matter how much I have to do that, I told myself, as long as I help one person, it's going to be worth it. Just one person. Then I get a couple of thumbs up, a couple of likes, a couple of comments, and then I get nervous and go, oh, maybe just 3 people, just 3. Okay, 5. Okay, as long as 10 people like the video, I'll keep it up. It's the games I'm playing with myself because it's new to me. I'm trying my best, man. And I'm gonna keep them up, even though I don't like listening to myself talk. Maybe I'll just stop watching my own videos. All right, you guys can tell me where there's errors, and I really appreciate when you do. I really appreciate it because I know I do. I know I mess things up, but I absolutely love you guys, man. We're gonna keep rocking. I'm gonna get Little Season full blast out there once this thing gets polished. Right now it's like 22 pages, really easy, really pointed, all scripture. Um, I'm gonna PDF it, or however you say it. I'm gonna make it free and available for everybody. And we got a bunch of. I'm in that group in Telegram and stuff. I got tons of little studies that we are going to publish that are just super straightforward in scripture and might be helpful. And we're going to we're going to do that and get that out there for people. All right, man, I love you guys. God bless you all, man. I love you guys so much. All right, Lord willing, we're going to keep rocking.